Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube. Happy Sunday. Thanks for coming back and watching another one of my videos. This one is going to be a very special one. Not so much on YouTube. I've not really got anything to talk about on YouTube because it's literally all going to be across on my blog. But basically today is a special one because I've been blogging for a year. It's not actually technically a year. It's technically 364 days. It's a year tomorrow, but obviously I've just picked the closest day for my blog to turn one. So the Unidentified Rocker, my cool pseudonym blog and Instagram thing I've been trying hard at all this year, is first birthday is tomorrow, so obviously I wanted something special. I wanted to choose something which I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether me do something special. I didn't know if I could get someone in. I didn't know, I had all these ideas which I was written down a couple of weeks ago, and I was trying to sort out some sort of cool shoots or meet someone, and luckily one of them paid off. So last weekend I went to Glasgow and I met one of my sort of big style fashion inspirations, and it's someone who I've always looked up to in the matter of just because he knows his style. He's such a cool guy, and he's such a stylish person on Instagram. He knows what he's doing with clothes. So I went up to Glasgow to meet Chris John Millington last weekend, which was the coolest day ever. So basically my blog post all about my blog post to celebrate a year is featuring Chris. So obviously he's one of my style inspirations, as I said, and it's just one of those guys who I've always looked up to. I've always oh, I really like that jacket, I'll try and find something different. It's one of those where it's just it's a bit of a muse of mine. So I just couldn't believe my luck how he agreed to meet me for coffee and a bit of a chat, and literally we spent all day. So I met him it was about 12:30, and I had a little wander around Glasgow myself earlier on in the day. So I've never been to Glasgow before, so it was really good to sort of have a look around. Loads of cool shops there. I didn't realise how many of those cool shops there. So we started off, had a coffee, met some of his friends, met his brother John. John's a photographer himself, so he loves his sort of landscape pictures. You should check out his Instagram if you're not already following Chris or his brother. Definitely two of the coolest guys on Instagram. Obviously both really into the photography as well, so it's the perfect accounts to follow. Yeah, so I was super lucky. Obviously he met me, he agreed to meet me. It was really cool. It was one of those days where I wish I took more photos, so I went up there in the mindset of right, take photos, get him sort of a couple of outfit photos, get him in when he's shopping and stuff like that. But it was one of those times where we had a few coffees, and it was just we got on a house on fire, to be honest. It was just more just being out with a mate than being out with a very super uber cool person from Instagram. So we got on very well. His brother is really cool as well, so it was just good three of us chatting. A couple of mates went around a couple of shops, went around a couple of thrift stores because he loved his thrift and stuff, and I asked him, we ended up in Brewdog, didn't we? Of course that was going to happen. So after a couple of pints, this whole blog thing just went out the window, but I have got some really good questions I asked him. So I had all these questions prepared, and I just left my phone on the table, and I've got the audio. So I've written all that audio up and I've put it across my blog. So it's basically the questions I think he doesn't really get asked all the time, and sort of just a little bit of a different, not like an interview where it's a proper interview. It's just more sit down, casual, relaxed. After a couple of coffees and a couple of beers, it was just really good, and it was a bit of fun as well. But this is it. It was just I just totally forgot about this is a blog post. So I got a couple of photos. I got one with me and him having a laugh, and then obviously looking quite cool. But yeah, it was just an absolutely awesome day. Chris is so sound, so is his brother, and it was just an awesome day. So this isn't really YouTube about anything, but I'm just saying go across on my blog and just have a look at it all there. So there's a couple of photos, there's some really cool questions. It was some of the ones where I was right, I'm the Unidentified Rocker, that's my pseudonym on Instagram. I was if you had a pseudonym rather than your real name, what would you be? And he was thought for a bit, and he was right, I could be the Scottish cowboy, because that's how he classes his style. He loves his western gear, he loves his sort of old sort of that cowboy boot, that sort of suede jacket, that tanned, the dusty colour, the sandy colour looks, the colour palette. That's what he is. So he could be the Scottish cowboy in the Unidentified Rocker. I'd be quite a cool sort of title. The Unidentified Rocker meets the Scottish cowboy. But yeah, basically it's all across on my blog. Have a look at it. Absolutely awesome day. And that's pretty much all I've got, but I just thought what a really awesome way to celebrate a year of blogging. Use that term very loosely, but I am pretty proud of myself. Over the past year I've met some absolutely awesome people. I've met some really cool sort of brands. I've done a lot of cool photos I'm really proud of, my writing, and just being consistent as well. So 2 weeks 2 times every week I've posted something, and hopefully I want to keep that up, obviously with my job again in Manchester. So this is it. It's like if I didn't do a blog last year, when I felt so crap, I wasn't getting jobs everyone was getting, and it was one of those points where I literally sat down, had a bit of paper in front of me, wrote the things I love doing and like how to make something of that, and that's what I did because I was feeling so shit, I couldn't get a job anywhere, and I was like, right, what can I do? And it's to be honest, it's paid off, because I would not be sitting here now on the side of my bed in Manchester if I didn't have my blog. So literally, even in that short space of time of a year, 364 days, it's paid off. It's working. It's worked for me. I'm so thankful. So thank you guys, obviously, for reading the blogs, because if it wasn't for you for reading them, I would be pretty much like, I'd be very I wouldn't be motivated as I am, because I like going on. I like knowing you're reading them. I like knowing you like my YouTube. I like it's just good, like from last year when it was probably quite like right, I'll put this blog post out, I don't know what anyone would feel about it, or I don't know if anyone's watching it. At least I know now, like, even though my following's still small, I'm not really bothered, but it's just like, I like doing it. I love putting my sort of outfit, style, and my little twist on things out there for you to hopefully gain a little bit of inspiration from, and sort of like, just read and just like, and then just like, even just go, alright, someone else is in that position as well, and just all that. So it's quite cool, and I'm just very thankful to you as well. So thanks guys for watching this YouTube video. If you've not checked my blog already, go across, check it out. It's a bit of a laugh, it's pretty cool, and there's some funny photos on there as well. Hopefully on Wednesday there'll be a blog post, and that's basically what I learned in a year. So obviously I've blogged for a year and I've done it consistently, and it's basically what are the positives, what are the negatives, what I've learned, and I've got a lot of tips I really want to share with you as well. So hopefully that'll be the blog post on Wednesday, and then I'll do this YouTube like on that blog post next Sunday. So if you're new to my channel, subscribe. If you like this video, like the video, but most of all, check out the I was going to say a podcast, I buggered it up right at the end. Yeah, check out the blog. Right, cheers, and I'll see you in a bit.